Hey you guys, I thought I'd talk a little bit about shipping knives. We have a couple knives here with the help of my hands. I'm going to take you through some tips and tricks about how to ship them. I've seen a lot of different versions and ways that people do it, and overall, I'm not seeing a lot of consistency. So, some helpful tips and guidelines. Hopefully, this will get you going in the right direction. Before you ship a knife, first thing you want to do is wipe it down, obviously. Take the time to wipe your fingerprints off it, get all the gunk off the blade, get the gunk off the handles. If you happen to have any, now is a great time to apply something to protect the blade. You go with a little EDCI, for example. Wipe it down, make sure it's nice and clean. And then when you go to put it back in the box, you have the bag you can drop it into. Usually when I do the bags, I'll flip them around so that the excess is not on the clip side. I just find that it fits better inside the box. So I'm sure all of you remember when you get the box from the factory, it's got all the paperwork on top of the foam. And the bummer part about that is that the knife doesn't ride very low inside the box. If you put the paperwork underneath the foam, then the knife is going to sit a lot neater inside. Make sure it doesn't rattle around inside the box. I've noticed that knives can beat up a box pretty badly if they rattle around in there. So it doesn't take much. A couple packing peanuts works. If you don't have any, you can use a wadded up piece of newspaper or a napkin. But I tend to save some packing peanuts and have them around just in case so that when I ship a knife, I have them ready. So you can see as I'm putting this back together, it's all going hunky-dory. So for this other knife, we're dealing with a millie. Millie is nice and big, and I don't have a bag for it. So just do your best with what you have, right? Hopefully you saved all your stuff, and if you didn't, it's not the end of the universe. So similar thing applies here. I'm going to pack it with some peanuts. Try to keep it from sloshing around inside the box. Put the thing back together. Try to make sure you don't beat up the box as you're putting it all together. Next step is something that I kind of came up with recently. I cling wrap the boxes shut, just like a sandwich for lunch at school. And the reason I do that is it just keeps everything from sliding around. I don't have to tape the box shut, which is a real bummer. If you've ever had a box taped, you know it's a pain in the neck. And the box forever looks damaged when you open it. So a little bit of cling wrap works really well. Next time you're at the grocery store, just pick up an extra container. Now, also the box is more or less waterproof. You know, it's going to be resistant to humidity on the travel to the next person, so you don't have to worry about that so much. And one box of cling wrap is going to last you a long time. So, value added, my friends. If you've ever paid attention to how your Chipotle guys roll you a burrito, it's kind of the same thing. So now my boxes are waterproofed and ready to go. So let's assume for a second I'm just going to ship one knife and I have a leftover box that maybe I got from Cutlery Shop. Obviously the problem is that the knife is going to rattle around inside the box. You're going to want to do something to keep it isolated, and that can be your choice of either more packing peanuts or even some bubble wrap. Again, I save these supplies on my inbounds so that I don't have to buy them for the outbounds. But in this case, I'm just going to fill it with some packing peanuts, like so. Close the lid. Give it a shake. If you find that the box is moving around inside the larger box, then you might need to add a few more to keep everything all lined up. Test it out. Good. All right, so maybe you want to ship 2 knives. If you're going to ship 2 knives, that little box isn't going to work. I highly recommend going to US Postal Service and getting some free packing supplies. If you have a USPS.com account, you can actually get these supplies for free, and they will bring them to your home for free, and then you'll be ready to rock and roll. For example, you have a padded envelope, you have a Tyvek envelope, and then here is a small flat rate box. So keep in mind, these are flat rate items. It's going to save you a lot of money on shipping. To save myself some time, I pre-assembled one earlier. Now I need to ship these 2 knives, so what should I do? Actually, in this example, I think I'm going to just ship 1 knife. Yeah, let's just do 1. So when I ship 1 knife, one way I like to do it is I'll take the knife and I'll put it inside a padded envelope, very gently roll it up. Once I have it rolled up, this will actually fit inside the box. Believe it or not, you can stuff it in there. You might have to work it a little bit, but it will fit down inside. And guess what? That knife inside the box, inside the envelope, inside the box isn't going to go anywhere. Nice and snug. This is the small flat rate box. I believe it's $8.40 to send that anywhere in the United States or any U.S. territory. Any weight, by the way. This is an envelope that holds your label. So after you print your label, you can slide it in that envelope. Now I've already attached an envelope, a label film to this envelope, so I'm good to go. I'll just go to USPS.com, print my label, slide it into the window. I'll put my box inside the envelope and seal it shut. There's a reason I do this. The envelope rate is cheaper than the box rate. I can save myself about 50 cents, and also it's wrapped in Tyvek. So a third layer to make it extra waterproof is not a bad thing. All right, so now we're going to do the same thing again, but with two knives. What do I do with two knives? Well, we're going to have a similar problem to the cutlery shop box. These two knives are going to rattle around slightly inside the USPS box. So when I put them in, they're actually going to stack beautifully. And they're going to fill the box vertically, almost perfectly, but they do not left to right or top and bottom. So you're going to need to pack some more peanuts inside, or some bubble wrap, or whatever you want to use, rolled up newspaper. But make sure that the knives are isolated so that they don't rattle around. Come back here, Peanut. There we go. Close it up. Give it a shake. If it passes the shake test, you're good. Get your envelope. Put your window on it. Slide it in. So I'm pretty sure the rate on this, by the way, guys, is $7.40 flat rate. That's where the label goes. And I'm good. Okay, now let's look at another scenario. In this scenario, we're going to ship 4 knives. That's right, 1, 2, 3, 4. I can count that high. Both hands. So what do we do? If you can't tell, I'm recording this voiceover after the fact. It's pretty amusing. I feel like I'm doing a play-by-play. Watching myself, it's sort of surreal. So in this example, I'm going to actually use 2 small flat rate boxes. The reason I'm going to use 2 is, like we talked about earlier, 2 knives will fit wonderfully inside a box, but 3 won't. So here we go. Knife box is built. I'm going to drop the knives in. Fill it with peanuts. So another reason I'm showing you guys this method with the extra Tyvek envelope on the outside is I know a lot of you feel like you need to wrap a box in a whole roll of packing tape in order to make sure nobody tampers with it. I suppose that's fine, but I don't like buying $6 rolls of packing tape and then using half a roll on a box. I find that putting it in a Tyvek envelope is a way better way to go. It's very difficult to tamper with a Tyvek envelope. It is waterproof. It's a shape that's familiar and comfortable to the postal people, so it's not going to really draw any sort of attention. It's just a very good way to do it. And also, like we talked about, the rate is cheaper if you put it in an envelope versus if you send a box. And I ship probably 8 to 10 knives a month, and I don't want to have to pay more than I have to get the knife there. So you can see that the first box was already inside the envelope. Second box goes in, and there's plenty of room left to seal up the end of the envelope. I'm not really sending these for real, guys, so I'm just kind of pretending here, just winging it. So now 2 boxes in 1 envelope. I'm ready to go. USPS.com. Look at that. Look at the majesty. There's the label, and there's the spot with the click and ship. But first I'm going to show you how to order supplies. Let's go there now. I click on that little button, and it takes me to all the options that are available to me. There's a cornucopia of crap I can order. But if I come over here, I can actually scroll down, click on flat rate, and now all the flat rate products are going to pop up. Boxes of different sizes, labels, stickers, windows, those little cling windows that we looked at earlier, they're all here. Here's the priority mail flat rate envelope. That envelope is made of Tyvek. They are free, totally free. So you can order as many as you want, and they bring them to your house. How cool is that? All right, we're back at the main page again. Now we're going to talk about how to click and ship. Click and ship is where we go when we want to create a label. It's super easy. If you have a credit card and an email address, you can create your own account. All right, we're going to send this to Joseph Mother in Beverly Hills 90210. You can see that I've insured it for $100. So I'm ready to rock. I scroll down, click on priority mail, and it gives me all my priority mail options. So let me recenter the screen real quick. Look at that. You can see that the envelope rate is cheaper than the small flat rate box. All right, I was wrong. $7.75 versus $8.30. Well, that stuff adds up, right? No reason to spend more than you have to. Now remember, anything I can cram in that envelope falls under that price. It doesn't matter how heavy it is. So there's no reason to spend $28 to send a knife across the country when you can get away with $10. Remember, that was insured. Here we are on the final page. You can confirm the address. You can confirm all the deets. $10.60 to send that knife. All I have to do is click this button here, and it'll take it to my credit card page. Rock on, guys.